So, I've just been emailing back and forth with one of my students who was my mentee back when I was doing my PhD and she was a high school student. I was asking her how things were going and if she needed any contacts for some career. And the reason I did that is because I got an email asking me for an interview related to women in oceanography. And I remember this student because she wanted to be a marine biologist and study dolphins, and I thought about it. Then I started thinking about me and my voice, and I realized I've been fussing and cussing a lot. I'm going through a salty period. I think a lot of it has to do with where I am right now as a postdoc. I think postdocs are just fraught with tension. So I'm in a salty place in life right now. And I realize a lot of that has been coming out in my voice. And I thought about the young women, particularly I get a lot of African American and Latino young women who are students, graduate students especially, who reach out to me for advice or help navigating things. And I was like, is my saltiness discouraging? And I thought about it. For all of my fussing and cussing, I like where I am. And by that I mean I like what I do. I enjoy the fact that I've put it all out there and I'm doing what I want to do. I'm sitting right now in this moment on my porch in Tanzania in the middle of my field season. So even though, I'm crusty and I'm complaining a lot, I'm tired, I'm hungry, suffering bites, I wouldn't trade it for anything else. And as this young woman was asking me to consider, writing a letter of recommendation for a job, because she's a grown woman now, she has a family, and she's doing what adults do, they take care of themselves. And I was like, I know she's doing the right thing, but I want her to do what's right by her, if that makes sense. And too often, women in our position, working class women, women of color, first generation, we are given a lot of messages to feel bad about being happy and pursuing our passions as if, doing this is folly, that there's only one way to do it right, to be an adult. And why can't we be happy? Why can't we at least put it all out there and do what we want to do? And I thought about it and I started feeling a little bad. And this is to all those brown girls out there who are listening. Don't let my fussing and my saltiness make you think that it's not worth it. Because I don't want you to look back on life. I don't want you to get my age and look back and go, oh, I didn't do something, or I didn't at least give it a shot. Because I kept hearing all of this fussing in the hallway. My fussing isn't indicative of what you'll experience. I'm fussing because I'm mad that these things are still happening. I want you to know that it is potentially crappy. Not because it's not worth it, but because there's just crappy people out there. There's going to be crappy people no matter what. So if you avoid this and go into retail or go into business, I hate to say it, but mean people are everywhere. And until they go away, you might as well do what you want to do. And I'm living unapologetically. I wasn't always like that. And yes, you're going to have to play politics. You're going to have to straddle the line. You can't always come out the gate just gunning it. I didn't. So it took a while for me to become this crusty. I don't want you to be crusty. I want you to stay light and happy in every you. But at the same time, I want you to not apologize for doing what you want to do and wanting to do this. So I'm just going through a salty period, but don't you think that it's not worth it? Don't you think that it's not worth you trying? And that I'm not completely supportive of you and a lot of other people. So just pray I get out of this salty period real soon. And I will definitely see you out on the other side of that tassel.